Kebekase Women Development and Resource Center presents this documentary on the 13% derivation. The Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, in its report, defines 13% derivation as the financial incentive that is enshrined in the Constitution to be distributed to all producing communities based on the production input to serve as benefits and encourage the community to create an enabling environment for more production of crude oil and gas. It is based on this that the oil-producing states, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, and Edo states, have since December 2000 received over 9 trillion naira as 13% derivation, which ought to serve as a catalyst for the transformation of the oil-producing communities. While oil money continued to flow into the coffers of these states, paradoxically, most oil-producing communities remain poverty-stricken, plagued by unemployment, and are devoid of basic social amenities like potable water, hospitals, electricity, motorable roads, and conducive learning environment in their schools. These communities are not feeling the impacts of the 13% derivation, and this has led to increased levels of frustration and dissatisfaction in the region. Part of the work carried out by Kebekase Women Development and Resource Center is empowering of the community women and enlightening them on the 13% derivation. Ms. Okon, the Executive Director of Kebekase Women Development and Resource Center, had this to say on what motivated her to research on the 13% derivation.
There was really need to carry out this research because this research was part of our campaign to mobilize women and build that critical mass of women to advocate for equitable benefit sharing of the oil revenue. So there was need to find out, do they really know about the existence of the 13% derivation fund? And what are they benefiting from this fund? How is the fund being utilized to benefit community members where it is being implemented? And so far, findings that we got is that communities are not really feeling the impact of the 13% derivation fund. And they are actually using that research and their participation in the research process to call on the government that there is need for that fund to be expanded to provide social services in communities where oil is being extracted. There is a lot of discontentment, there is a lot of agitation, there are a lot of complaints from community members that they are not really seeing anything from the oil revenue, particularly the women.
On challenges encountered while working in the Niger Delta region, Ms. Okon had this to say.
The major challenge has been insecurity and violence. As far back as that 1990s, it was easy to just enter the community, engage with community members, feel free among community members. But the level of violence and insecurity in the communities in the Niger Delta has been so serious that it's scary going to communities and holding activities. In some cases, you actually need to mobilize for local security to ensure the lives of Kebekase officers and other community activists that go to communities to carry out programs. Even your project beneficiaries in the communities, their lives are also being endangered because the bitterness from community members has resulted in youths being engaged in violent activities and in criminal activities because people feel that one way or the other they have to benefit from the oil revenue. So the main challenge now is security. And part of our activities, apart from the issues, mobilizing women to participate in decision-making processes, creating awareness on issues of oil and gas governance, and also discussing issues of peace and security. We are also facilitating women participation in peace building activities, because there is need to create that enabling environment for development activities to continue in the Niger Delta.
Another respondent, Comrade Cynthia Bule Bright from Gelegele community in Edo State, had this to say on the 13% derivation.
The 13% derivation is a percent that is supposed to be given to the state and the community. But unfortunately, the community are not benefiting from the 13% derivation, so to say. Before now, I was a farmer in my community, and I was into fishery. But because the environment has been polluted, most of the aquatic are gone, and the farms are like, if you see where I'm standing, you can see some of the crops that were planted. You even discover that none of them are growing well because of the pollution. The community should be awarded directly. The community should have the impact of the 20% derivation, because for it to get to the state and before it will get to the community, it will not work. We already know the situation and the problem of corruption in the whole system. So for us to be a part of that 30% derivation, they should deal with the community directly.
The question beckoning for answers are: what are the structures that should be put in place to make the communities feel the impacts of the 13% derivation?
For us to be compensated, one, the government must come down to us. They cannot stay somewhere and take decision for us, because that is what is really affecting us here. They need to come down to us and take decision so that we can decide on what we want. And this is what we want. One, we want the government to give us our own portion. What is our own portion? Our own is, we want our farmland, our own, so that we can farm in our land. Number two, we want them to also sponsor our children to go to school. Since they don't want to come and build school for us here, let them sponsor our children to go to school. If our children go to school, we'll have a better life and we'll have a better community.
It is a blessing, but to us it is a curse, because all this problem we are having is because we have oil here. But instead for us to become very progressive and very prosper, we are now suffering and dying. So it is a curse to us. We are being abandoned, not like we are being abandoned. What, they don't care. They don't care. What provision do they do to show that they have a concern? They don't care. What they are after is their money, because the one is giving them money.
So do you feel powerless?
Yeah.
Yes, the only man that came out to speak for us to become a man was killed because of this.
Okay.
But today we could have an answer to this situation. And they gang around and kill him that he want to liberate us from this slavery. So we are dying in it. Early child death, like that, all sort of sicknesses we've not experienced in life. We are now suffering from it, and people are dying like sardines every day. Come to this area when every Friday you will think that they have a recreational center, and it's just for burial. Every weekend they are buried. People are dying like that because of all these things we are eating. If we don't eat, what are we going to eat? We will eat, and when they die, come we die.
We have so much effect because we are fishermen and women and farmers. We base on these two things. So right now, our crops no longer do well again because of the spill. Then the fishes are no longer being again. We cannot catch fish again. There are some swamps that you can see the swamp like that, but there is no fishes inside again because of the effect of the spill. So we find it very difficult to feed. We find it very difficult to train our children in. Very, very difficult. If you see the cassava tuber is very, very small, very, very tiny. It's unlike before. So we are suffering it. They are unable to catch fishes to go to sell in the market and train their children. And they find it very, very difficult, because sometimes when they say that this is not the right thing to do, let us do it this way. When they talk to the oil companies, they normally intimidate them by bringing false men gunmen to the community to intimidate them to do whatsoever they wanted to do and walk away. So it affects them very badly. The women normally speaks out because of the intimidation that they are giving to our men, our husbands and our children. So we, the women, as a leader, we normally speak out our mind. You know, when we breathe in this carbons, this spill, this thing, it really affects our health because we are of a weaker vessels, the women and the children. So it gives us a different kind of disease, some kind of disease which I have not experienced before. We are experiencing it. Skin disease, different kind of skin disease. You can see my hands, all these things. I was not born with it, but we are newly experiencing it. And asthma now all over everywhere. And we don't have health facility here. The health center is just a structure like that. No doctor, no nurses, no decent facilities. And government, we don't have any manpower in the government sector that is looking upon us that will bring doctors and nurses to function the place. So really we are really suffering silently, this community.
Because of this oil, when our food not grew and nothing will they achieve, the women's, as they see as they dey like this, some of them, their belly don't cut because of labor. We go labor from morning till night, nothing. They back, people say then they kill people, they chop, say if they kill us, the back na bitter leaf because of work. We go work from morning till night, nothing. We dey struggle to do gari, frying gari, train our children, nothing, no scholarship, nothing. We don't get nothing to carry, help our children. So we dey want make Shell, make gonna help us, tell Shell make them help us, make we get workers to assist our children for school. Then other traders like this, if not be school traders, our mamas, our old mothers can trade to help our people. Nothing will they achieve from this. You see how the thing they abandon thing. Workers na grass is be the workers. So we they appeal to achieve small thing from Shell. Nothing.
Don't talk to water.
Water, no blood. Because of the crude oil, this oil where it don't destroy our food. When all of us don't get BP, in those days, cocoyam, cassava, plantain, now they carry, and our mothers, they old tea. But now, because of BP, as they work from morning till night to come, before we go sleep, wake up, all of us, we don't cake because of too much labor. And on our see, maybe Vidar and Wello, the place as it did. So because of that, all of us we don't hold.
My name is Mitema George. I'm the woman leader of Otuabage community. This is the number 2 well. That one that will go, the other one is the number 1. This one is the number 2. And he always pour like this every time. Look at, we are normally farm close to this place. There is one time when I came as I'm going to farm, this oil was pouring everywhere. The next day before I came, the whole of this place catch fire. It was burning all our crops. All these ones they burned before they started growing again. The oil normally pour like, look at the place, look at the way the place is now. This is the way that we suffered. This is the way that we suffer. Sometimes when it pour like this, we normally, because of no good hospitals, no good equipment in the hospital. So when our children are affected in measles, sometimes we normally fetch this crude oil now to rub all over their body when we come to farm, so that at least those measles we now come. Sometimes we normally put in their mouth or even lick. We only apply it that maybe to help us. Since they found this thing in our community, they did not do anything to us, so we normally use it the way our faith leads us. Sometimes we put inside our children's mouth to help them to shit out those measles. Those measles don't know what to do. Sometimes even we normally rub it when we come to farm. So look at the way the place is. This is the way that we suffer. All our farm in this area, there is nothing. They are not growing again. All the cassava, all of them, they are not growing again. This is the way we suffer. Just take a look at the place. And sure, they did not do anything to us. They did not even care to come and look whether how the oil well is, how these people are suffering, how these people are doing. Look at the way we are suffering. This is how the place be. So because of that, now all of us are afraid to come to farm here because it can catch fire anytime. And we normally come with our children, so we are afraid. Look at the place. That is where I can.
That time it caught fire. Did government do anything after
They
that?
did not do anything. even company they did not come. That is how this place be before the grasses are growing back again. All of us just take a look at those ones, at those up grasses. All of them they burn, all like this.
We gathered that there was an oil spill in 2007 and 2008 that resulted in the evacuation of community members from this community because the level of pollution has made the area not safe for human habitation. So community members had to move. From what we are told, some of them are living in Bodo City, some of them are living in Mo and other Ogoni communities. Some have even moved to Port Harcourt. But this place is still the way it was when the oil spillage happened. It is still not safe for human beings to live here, and nothing has been done. And they are telling us that despite the fact that the remediation of the Ogoni environment is going on by HYPREP, that this community is yet to be allocated a site by HYPREP for the remediation process to begin. So community members are still expecting the presence of HYPREP in the community. We have spoken with some of them, and we are using this medium to appeal to government to remember this community and remember what the people are going through, and also to ensure that the cleanup activity, the remediation process should be extended to this community.
From Bodo West and other places down to here, even the one that happened in Oklika, the creeks connect to one another. So anyone that happened there, it start carrying it on to this place.
Communities like a basin.
Do you get money compensation for what is going on?
Who plays that signboard? Even when they work in that place, we go to them, tell them that this thing affects us. You go to that place, after that main road, you enter here, that place is part of our land. They are working on our land, but they do not include us in the main road.
This documentary is packaged by Kebekase Women Development and Resource Center with support from Ford Foundation.